For a long time, action games have always been a staple in gaming, with a lot of gamers either starting out with them or at least playing them once in their life because of their simple beat 'em up nature. You could do all this cool stuff at just a couple of button presses, which is probably what drew me into Devil May Cry in the first place. But something was missing. A lot of the times the story was just subpar, or the story wasn't even there for most of the game. Hell, even in Devil May Cry 1, I had a hard time really caring about what was happening on screen besides, oh shit, I can keep this dude in the air for how long if I use my gun button? Then again, I was 7. A lot of action games typically have male heroes fill the role of protagonists, and while that's fine, there has to be some sort of contrast to that. And what I mean by that isn't diversity for diversity's sake, no. I mean having a fleshed out character that isn't just another badass dude with a sad backstory. Snake is a clone, Dante's parents died and his brother hates him and his late mother, and Leon City was ground zero to some serious shit that later cost him his life. Or something. Enter Bayonetta, who also has a tragic backstory. Great. Except this time, the game isn't trying to get you to understand an already established character. Bayonetta forgot all of her memories due to being trapped at the bottom of a lake after an incident that happened 500 years ago. That means we get to explore Bayonetta at the same time she does, meaning we, the audience, are on the same page and know just as much as Bayonetta does. That is a fantastic yet cliche storytelling tool, as we get to see all the character development right before our eyes, while also being on the exact same positive change arc as Bayonetta. Both the audience and Bayonetta doesn't know the truth it will take to complete her arc, but this also doesn't mean the story is godlike like how I just described a part of it. Bayonetta is a game with a lot of weirdness to it that is equal parts endearing and batshit insane. The story makes sense, there's just a lot to keep track of at once. Bayonetta is an Umbra witch, which means she uses her hair to fight and practices the dark arts. She also has a contract with a demon called Madama Butterfly that she uses her hair as a conduit to summon for, which is great because she's covered in it. Yup, that's right, her outfits aren't actual clothes, they're just her hair covering her body, which is also why it shrinks whenever she summons Madama Butterfly. First design had it right with the long French braids, I think, but her second design, which in my opinion is a lot better for her character at this point in the story, is kinda odd due to how short her hair is. Where is it coming from to spread across her body? Does it even need to touch her body? So many questions that we'll hopefully get to see in Bayonetta 3. If any of us get to live that long, that is. Bayonetta's outfit also helps deliver one of the only things we understand about her character at the beginning of the game. She's hot as fuck! Bayonetta is a character who isn't afraid to be flamboyant and flashy. She's sexy and she knows it, which is funny because the character designer Marie Shimazaki said Bayonetta isn't the type to reveal her body so easily. She's sexy and she knows she's sexy and she isn't afraid to play around with this element of hers, but that doesn't mean she's gonna give it up so easily. And that's when I deleted the game. Bayonetta's designer also apparently said that she didn't want to emphasize her breast too much and decided to give her a bigger butt and wider hips than most female characters. In conclusion, she got a fat ass! Bayonetta's flashy personality is also shown in the gameplay quite a bit. Even outside of the normal battle sections, Bayonetta is a game that wasn't afraid to step out of its own comfort zone. That being said, the game tries a lot of things, maybe not all particularly well, but it never really bores you with the same old fight. Run over here. Do a puzzle maybe. Fight. Watch the cutscene. Fight. Fight. This is one of the game's strong points in my opinion, as Bayonetta really doesn't wait for the next thing to come to it. It goes to the next thing. I remember there was a section where you were on a motorcycle and I didn't know where to go, so I kept fucking dying over and over. There was a bullet hell section, a section where you have to protect the small child, who you later learn is like I said, these sections aren't godlike in and of themselves, but if you put them all together, it makes for a memorable experience like no other. You can also acquire tons of weapons and items too, allowing the player to play the game how they want to play it. You want to ride around on chainsaws? Then do that. You want to use swords rather than your standard guns and Madama Butterfly? Then do that. The items in this game range from the standard giving more HP to the iconic give me more power up juice, all coming in the shape of lollipops, which is fitting because Bayonetta loves lollipops. They're her favorite candy. The game also hosts a ton of secrets and collectibles too, and by collectibles I mean these cool little medals you get for completing a stage based on your performance. You could barely even beat the level, you're this fat guy with a heart of gold, you're godlike at this game and get an S+, then you're, I don't know, I never gotten that before. Bayonetta isn't good at one thing though, and that's being a mother figure. Throughout the story, this little girl named Cereza that has a cat doll named Cheshire pretty much follows you around, calling you mom because you resemble her a lot apparently. But as the game goes on, Bayonetta warms up to Cereza and starts to take on a more motherly role, and some dude named Luca, which Bayonetta calls Cheshire for some reason from earlier in the game, that hates Bayonetta because all witches are bad apparently, is also there and also takes care of Cereza when Bayonetta's off doing completely other shit. And there's this one scene where Cereza's hungry and Cheshire dude gives her a lollipop plot that was so good, little Cereza declares that this is her favorite thing next to her beloved Cheshire doll in the world. Cereza's Bayonetta! It was kinda obvious, but the satisfaction of getting this right, it all makes sense now. Why Bayonetta likes Lollipop so much, why she calls Luca Cheshire. Then after all the pieces connect, some serious major shit goes down and leading to one of the hardest and coolest boss fights I've ever played in a video game. Seriously, it's amazing, and if you can't play the game yourself, I encourage you to watch it on YouTube or something. Anyways, after a lot of spoilers happens that I don't want to talk about. So Bayonetta's dad is an evil Lumen Sage, which is the rival clan of the Umber Witches, and Bayonetta is a shit half and half baby that nobody liked, and she's needed to reawaken the goddess that if awoken will destroy everything and reset everything back to balance. Bayonetta's Papa brought back past it as a contingency plan of sorts, and because Bayonetta needed to see her past self in order to reconnect with her future self or something like that. That ultimately wasn't even needed because the game pulls the old winning the game, losing the cutscene trick, leaving Bayonetta to fulfill her duty as the left eye, which is the whole reason we get that segment of us playing as Jean, because we are climbing up to a big ass pillar that frees Bayonetta from the left eye. After successfully doing that, Jean trips or something, and it's all up to Bayonetta to stop the goddess Jubileus, which is one of the coolest boss fights I've ever fought. In concept, at least. After Bayonetta is successful, she then has to destroy the pieces of Jubileus' body that turn to stone that is falling to earth. With a little help from Jean, they successfully take down the goddess once and for all. All is at peace. Everyone is at Bayonetta's funeral because Bayonetta is a dumbass and died on the way down. Until it's revealed she didn't actually die. She was just playing along, and the only reason her fat ass got up is because the angels were in the area. Her and Jean are reunited again, and all is well. But then, in a surprise turn of events, Bayonetta's dad actually didn't die, and so he calls upon the forces of nature to kill his bitch daughter, because you see, he's actually from the future's past that is indeed the past future, because a Brazilian is in town, and we hate Brazilians! So what do I think about Bayonetta? Well, I really like her design. I like her glasses. I feel like they give her a nice classy touch. It's not something that she necessarily needed to give off the impression of being classy, but I really do like that they added it to her character. I like that her limbs are exaggerated, so that way in certain areas where she's thicker, it's like, it seems like more earned. She's more well-rounded than your average female character. I like her main weapon, Scarborough Fair, which are actually named after an English folk song. What the folk song actually symbolizes is a complete mystery to me, but I've heard somebody say it's about love or loneliness, such things. So if that's true, maybe Bayonetta has like a fear of being lonely. She is like pretty much the last Umber Witch next to John, you know? I like that she's goofy, but not like too goofy. Not like goofy on the level of Dante's goofiness, but not serious on the level of Final Fantasy VII Remake Cloud, if that makes any sense. It's like she has some sort of level of, you know, breaking the fourth wall. Like, she always tries to do stuff that's super duper flashy, as if she's showing off for anybody. But Bayonetta's silliness never really gets in the way of her seriousness. The game knows when to let serious moments play out seriously and let silly moments play out sillily. Is that even a word? Like, for example, near the end of the game before the Baldur boss fight, Baldur pretty much just sits there for 5-6 minutes talking about boring exposition. So Luca walks in, Baldur tries to kill him. After failing that, Baldur just picks him up and throws him out the window and then says, "I guess my plans just went out the window." Funny joke. Another cool thing that I'm happy that they did with this game is that we get to learn about her at the same time as Bayonetta. I always loved whenever characters get to do that in storytelling. Just like the main character in Beastars, I forgot his name, Legoshi, yeah. I really like this tool in storytelling because that way me and the character get to learn about the exact same things at the exact same time. We're never out of the loop, and if we are out of the loop, we're on the exact same out of the loop that the character is in. So it's kind of like a giant loophole when you think about it. But yeah, that's pretty much all on Bayonetta 1 Bayonetta, and the reason why I'm not covering Bayonetta 2 because more content. Well, that wraps it up for this study on character design. Really, it's kind of like my own thoughts on the character rather than like an entire study of character design and how it works within the character, huh? Anyways, I have one last thing to say. Hey, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment to let me know how good I did. If there's anything I can do to improve this type of video, please let me know, because I really do want to continue to push forward with these type of videos. They were really fun, and they give me something to do besides, you know, just sitting there and play a game and stare at a screen for a couple hours, you feel me? I like this one because it required a little bit more research and thought. It was almost like doing a school assignment. Anyways, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see Bayonetta 2, because I honestly really want to do a Bayonetta 2 video as well, because that's kind of where all her character design is and all her nuance and stuff and all her character traits. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on to the next one. Peace. Oh, she and that yo.